Okay, hey, wow, that was quick.
Are we back? Are we back now? Are we on?
Hey, we're
what's
back.
up? Well, the boys are back in town. So, I'm Gordon Shumway, and this is my lovely assistant Beaker.
I am Sir Dixon Wanamaker. Hello,
Dixon. So I'm Nikachu. This is my buddy Steve. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Gesundheit. Yes, I am Steve. I have no vowels.
Steve, no bowel. He's got no bowels.
I got no hookups or no problems. So
I've got no bowels for you.
I got 99 problems and a vowel.
It was on Tony Stark. I have nothing for you, Captain. Remember that when he came back? No mission. No bowels.
Nothing.
No.
So
no penguins. Remember? Was it Bloom County? No penguins.
Bloom County. Holy crap! So
you remember Bloom County? Right?
I have Bloom County. Actually, I had a Bloom County T-shirt, and I wore it to gym class in high school. And somebody saw that I was wearing it, and they broke into my locker and stole it.
That's horrible.
They didn't steal my wallet. They didn't steal my wallet. They didn't steal my money. They stole my Bloom County T-shirt. Really?
The Opus.
I mean, that's. And I knew exactly who it was because who else would know that? And I'm like,
Yeah, let it go. Because sometimes you put it in a situation, you go to confront, what am I really confronting? It's not worth it.
I know it was you, man. I kissed him on both cheeks. And you broke my heart.
Both sets.
Yeah, especially because he's dead now. So that's
oh, really? Okay. Dude, you're getting me. Yeah. I could. No, you're not. Oh, you're not.
Hey, happy holidays. Everybody loves
oh my God.
a feel-good story.
It's a feel-good story.
Right from the heart.
That's okay, because I had the shirt was laced with anthrax.
And fentanyl. Enjoy.
Fentanyl.
I didn't even know what it was. I was ahead of my time. Peace out.
You are totally ahead of your time. Always, dude. And this guy, Steve, listen, guys, everybody, I'm going to say this strong and bold. And he's the one that came up with the Paris Hilton that she hijacked. What was it? That's cool. Was it that? No, that's not cool. What was
hot? That's hot.
That's hot. He came up with it back in '98.
That's true.
Trust me. On
I
this.
don't even know why.
It bothers me, dude. She got it patented. She got it patented. It's like,
I know.
What are you saying?
That's hot. That's hot.
Like, Steve.
I said it all the time. It's true. It's
hot.
True. It's a true story. Anybody around me in '98 would tell you the same. That's true.
And it wasn't even meant to be like something that's hot. It's actually the opposite of something.
Honestly, yeah. Well, you normally, I was like, I would never say anything like in funny. The manner that it's supposed to be.
That's hot. So, you do know who Gordon Shumway is, right?
I don't think
I introduced myself as Gordon Shumway. Hey, Willie.
Oh,
Alf.
Jesus! Wow, that's
remember the cartoon?
Jesus. Sadly, yeah.
Yeah.
Lord.
Sadly.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. Anyway,
I say that with the warmth, the great warmth in my heart. Oh.
I won a free order of hot wings at Cluck U. I was visiting my girlfriend in Wilkes-Barre, and they had the thing. What's Alf's home planet? And everybody. Yeah, I guess. And all my hot wings are free. Pretty cool.
Where did she go? Where did she go to college? Because I dated a girl at
Wilkes-Barre. No, I don't know where she went because she was going to, I don't know, but it was in Wilkes-Barre.
Did you ever go to the station in Wilkes-Barre?
It was a little bar.
It was a bar that was next to the a train station, so it had train stations as hotel rooms.
Oh, really? I didn't know. I don't think I've been there.
It was called the Station. We used to play there as the Headspins all the time.
Wow.
It was a pretty cool club. If you look up the Headspins, there's a couple of print articles where I do interviews talking about, the music and stuff. And like they would give us a room, and it would be like a train car. So we'd
That's
go to
really
train
cool.
car 27, and it would like walk in and like, oh my God! I remember being there for during Woodstock '94. I again just dated myself. Congratulations. and watching some highlights from Woodstock '94, like on tour, on tour, playing
Uh,
in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. It's so crazy.
that due time flies. It's crazy. I
Yeah.
remember when your band played there, and I went on the ski trip. It was out of control.
Oh,
You know,
right. Oh, well, that was yeah. Jeez.
something just
Wow.
occurred to me. Don't we have like a show about stuff that we're supposed to be talking about?
What?
Oh,
Are we
you
here
actually.
for a reason?
I don't. Well, we normally do this anyway.
Are we here
But
for a reason?
the,
Yes, I suppose we are.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Okay.
say.
We're gonna
I gathered
we're,
that there.
we're gonna talk about a couple things.
Oh yes,
I
we got
guess.
some new
So,
stuff.
so what? We are supposed to be pop culture based. So like, there's a
Yeah.
couple things that I wanted to touch on. One of them was a new video game that I'm playing, which is called Thank Goodness You're Here. I found it on Steam. It's very short. It's called a slap former. So basically, you're a guy this tall, and everybody else is normal size, and
Okay, cool.
you just slap the crap out of them. But for me,
Oh really?
it's based in the UK. But for me, I noticed that a lot of the voices are done by Matt Berry, who's a national treasure. Deserves every accolade we can give him. It's hilarious.
Okay.
It's probably no longer than 2 hours long. It's on Steam. It's hilarious. It's
On
so
Steam.
funny.
I wonder if it's on Switch. I'll check it out. Maybe no.
I
It's
think it
just
is.
Steam.
I think it is. It's hilarious, and it's
Called
so
Slap?
short. No. It's called Thank Goodness You're Here.
Thank goodness you're here.
It's so
Okay.
good. But like your main thing is run, jump, and slap. So
Awesome.
That's the premise there. I also went to the record store recently, and I got some new records. So check this out.
Tell me what you got. You get the new.
It's Tammy's favorite fairy tales.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's
what is it?
It's terrifying. I don't even know. I haven't listened to it yet, but I don't know. Tammy looks
That
like
is
she's
disturbing.
ready to murder somebody off screen.
She's just horrible. That shirt looks like something Charlie Sheen would wear on 2.5 Men.
Get ready for Candy Polka. Hey,
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm glad it's in stereophonic because I would be worried. And,
That's awesome.
My favorite here is German band marches because
nice.
nothing says joy like German
Das is
band.
good and marching.
Nothing says happiness like
Goose and marching.
German band marches because when you lack, get up and go.
You march.
My God. So yeah,
That's awesome, dude.
I have a ton more behind. You probably can't see me, but behind me I have 2 more crates to go through. So I bought 4 crates of records. So
How much you paid for a crate?
$11. I don't know. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that's cool.
It's $1 billion. I don't know.
Hey, dude, it's. I'm sure there's some hidden gold in there.
Well, absolutely. It's more about the journey and the friends you make along the way.
It is.
So that's
absolutely the
yeah,
friendships.
that's kind of how I approach it. Like, well, we've made friend and we have a prom picture now.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
So
awesome.
that's my evil plan. I'm gonna mix in these records into our little thing we have.
That's great, and that's what Naked Velvet Head's about. Weirdness.
Anyway,
at all costs.
We got past the the obligatory randomness that we always do, but we actually are here to talk about. I don't know about you, Nick, but for me,
About me.
This is one of my. It's a John Carpenter film, one of my favorite.
One of the one of his best.
Right? I mean, so it's Big Trouble in Little China. If you didn't
Big Trouble in Little China. Little China.
A fabulous film. Nick, do you have a favorite John Carpenter film?
I love Starman. It just seems like so different for him, and I told you why.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it.
I'll tell the people here. Is that cool? Well,
yeah,
I was I think 13 when that came out, and I was like, of course, checking girls out left and right, and I remember the scene where the lovemaking scene and the way Jeff Bridges was with Kristen Allen, right?
Yeah, I think it's.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah,
sure.
she was from Indiana Jones. She was from Raiders. Anyway, it was just so intense. It's just like that's the way you kiss a girl. I'm like, I was taking notes.
Right.
I got a pie graph,
Yeah.
built some clay models. And anyway,
A
but I
Venn
love
diagram.
Starman.
Yeah.
Venn diagram. Venn diagrams are bad. Okay. Man, I just vanned myself. I gotta go take a van. I need a Venema. So, I'm trying to think. What other? He's done so much. I love They Live.
Yeah.
They love.
Yeah, that's
I love
that's one
They
of
Live.
my that was on my list. My favorite's the thing.
Oh my god, The Thing. Of course, that's like
You know,
always.
but there's a hundred other. I mean, you have Escape from New York, obviously, Escape from L.A., The Fog, with his then wife Adrienne Barbeau,
And you know what else?
Christine, which is awesome.
He directed Christine.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? Another one. That's right. But you know another one? Elvis.
Yeah, he did the first. That's right. He did the first Elvis biopic. He also
made
did
for TV.
The first three Halloweens.
Didn't he do Salem's Lot, or is that somebody else?
No, that was. He may have, but that was for TV, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, but Elvis was made for TV also.
Yeah. He also did a movie that I'm fond of called In the Mouth of Madness with Sam Neill from Jurassic Park.
Oh, I saw that.
And that is a Cthulhu mythos story, which I'm a big fan of H.P. Lovecraft, his work.
Yeah.
Stories. I have some of his monsters upstairs on my monster wall. A really big fan of Cthulhu and Nyarlathotep and a lot of his other monsters.
We were just talking about this before we signed on, and yeah, me and Steve were never growing up. This is it. See all this back here?
Yep.
But nothing's wrong with it, right? Hey, at least it's not meth.
Whatever.
Right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. We're not dealing fentanyl here. I mean.
Yeah.
You know, we're just being dudes.
We're just a good old boys. Yeah. Never meaning no harm.
No harm.
Beats all that you never saw.
I wonder how the Duke boys are gonna get out of this one.
Yeah, and the
freeze frame.
Yeah, we know that. We all know that well. That's awesome.
So good. So
good. Yeah.
So anyway, all right, we're gonna try to get focused.
Yeah, let's try to get focused
on Big Trouble in Little China, which is just a fabulous movie. So. Like we always do, we always talk about the kind of the history of the film and its ratings. So very well regarded, although not at the beginning. Well, sort of at the beginning.
Certain people, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Roger Ebert gave it a huge glowing review.
That's awesome.
Much as he could. But there were some challenges and hurdles to overcome for the film. So this movie, 7.2 on IMDb, 74% Rotten Tomatoes. Metacritic was kind of brutal, gave it a 53%. But
that is brutal. And the thing is, they rushed this out. They rushed it out. You know why, right?
And that's connected. So yeah, there is a reason for this, and something that on more recent viewings, you and I came to a consensus on this. Cinema score was B+, but Metacritic remembers mostly, film critic kind of scores, a database or a congregation. So it was, but that's not terrible. It's mixed or average reviews. It's not like they killed it.
Yeah, it wasn't like they killed it. Yeah,
it was just like sort of men's of men's, a C, if you will. Rated PG-13. No issues with the rating from the director.
No.
It was a summertime release, 1986, July 2nd. And of course, when you look at a movie, it's like a comedy. It's a rom-com.
They were trying to beat The Golden Child.
Yeah, so I mean that's a huge sticking point, and that's why it came out when it did and how it was rushed. So it's an action and adventure comedy kung fu ghost story monster.
That's a whole long
genre. How do you rank that? I mean, but
say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, seriously. So I mean, that's something that they struggled, obviously, to categorize the film. Also, they were rushing to get this movie out, like you alluded to, Nick, in versus The Golden Child. So, in order to get this movie out, they rushed it to make 5 months before Golden Child hit. So That means John Carpenter had a limited film prep to only 12 weeks for a major motion.
That's
picture,
horrible. I mean that's a tight.
That's an indie film prep, you know. So
yeah.
And unfortunately, Golden Child made $80 million, and
you had
this
Eddie
film,
Murphy attached to it, and he was blowing up.
He was, you know, one of the biggest stars in the world.
He was the Golden Child.
You're not wrong. The budget for this film was $25 million. It only grossed, a little over $11 million in North America. You know, almost $3 million opening weekend. It was also released 16 days before Alien 2.
Oh, geez.
Which was, it was talk about a crap sandwich here. I mean, you got nothing to work with. You know, you're unfortunately, kind of slapped in the face with these realities. And they really got dumped on here as far as release date. But that's the reality of the film. So
film, the entertainment business in general. It's like what you can produce. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and right. I mean, yeah.
Imagine if they had the time to make it. If it would have been any different. But also, on the same token, they could have messed things up if they had more time. Because sometimes, you keep fixing something until it's broken.
Yeah,
it happens.
I mean, as artists, I'm a musician, and I tend, the more time I have to jerk around with things, the more I add effects or add layers or sort of mess around with things. And sometimes a lot of people say your first take is the best. It's not always correct. And now that we can punch in versus when I first started, where you had to record everything correctly the first time and just do take after take after take. Now you can punch things in, and digitally is much easier.
Digital so much easier.
And
cheaper, a lot cheaper.
This was made in the days where they didn't have any of those luxuries. So
no.
It was, effects, were a lot harder. We talked about last week with the, Army of Darkness, and it's not easy.
All the ingenuity. They had to make up for the fact that technology was not there.
This is all pre-green screen. This is all like finding real ways to make effects look as not crappy as they could.
Yeah.
Reality. That's the reality.
I always thought that little ball. What was I forget the name of it.
With all
Did you have a name?
I don't recall.
I always thought that was really impressive.
I thought that was the best effect of the film. Besides like the generic lightning, with lightning and thunder.
Yeah.
Those looked good. But those were poltergeist-esque. We'd seen it before.
Yeah.
I thought the eye thing was better than anything we saw in Evil Dead. For the most part, even
better than that flying creature that.
Yeah, that was a little rough. It was kind of rough.
Hey, sometimes you got to take the hit and you try to get as close as you can to it, and the technology was not there. Like all the little ashes. Time crunch, exactly.
The time crunch you have here really exacerbated that. But I thought they did great.
Time crunch.
Time
crunch sounds delicious, doesn't it?
It's part of a nutritious breakfast.
Time crunch coming on time. So anyway, sidetrack.
Oddly enough, now if you held a gun to 100 people, heads, not just hold a gun like
you
hold the barrel against their heads.
Yeah,
most people would probably half of them would probably say Golden Child versus Big Trouble.
Big Trouble.
I'm a Big Trouble guy. I think Golden Child has the more memorable lines, mostly again due to Eddie Murphy and his career.
And remember, I like them both. I thought they were both good. Eddie Murphy. Oh, the old man, the wise man that was in that one, in the Golden Child. I forget.
He's in Child too.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
he's the guy. And I like Saddam Numsi. He's that actor. He was great. My favorite role of his was in Last Action Hero with Arnold.
You know what?
I
told you I have that. I have the Steel book. I haven't watched it yet.
It's one of my favorite movies.
I haven't opened John McTiernan.
look out, an elephant. Like, come on. That movie's full of, like, making
What?
fun of itself and making fun of Arnold specifically. And
Well, I got to watch it. I told you I haven't watched it yet, so
it's one of my favorite movies. I've seen it a billion times, and it's just
and that's
so
another one.
self-effacing.
That's another one that didn't do that well.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. And and that was the one with the big soundtrack, Megadeth, and
Yeah. Def
a lot
Leppard.
of- yeah, I mean, there were a lot of huge bands who made songs just for that, and it didn't do well because I don't think people knew what to make of it. But let's they'll leave that for another day.
Yeah, well, maybe we could get that one up next. Oh, maybe I'll watch that next. Maybe I'll actually watch it, and then we can get to that.
Right. I love that film. But back to John Carpenter real quick. Obviously, we knew that he's done some of our favorite movies of all time. He turned down the Top Gun directorship, which I found fascinating. I don't know why they would pick him, especially with his
catalog of movies. Like, you're like,
not only that, but like his disdain for the big movie
mainstream
government, if you will, of films, and he was really disillusioned after the release of this movie, and we'll get into that later. But the Top Gun movie, I mean, he basically came out and said there was no way he would ever do it, and he gave some criticisms of the script, which they actually took into the final cut, or the final script, I should say, of that film. So I found that really interesting.
I would like to see what changes were made. That'd be cool to see that, because Top Gun, the first one was really good, very memorable, high school for me, and it was cool. It's a cool movie, but it's not as good as 2. Maverick was awesome. I love Maverick.
Maverick was great. Well,
very entertaining, done well.
Time and technology and all that stuff. I mean, they didn't have to go by. It's like Jaws using videotapes of sharks attacking a little tiny cage.
Yeah.
They were using stock footage of planes, and that's tough. Star Wars figured that out by using their own ships and modeling dogfights from.
They were using biplanes, as I recall, in Top Gun
as a prop. Yeah,
those are black and white biplanes.
Same thing.
Those weird. Remember those reels of those old.
The original airship kind of design stuff.
It's one of them was like a circle and it's like pumping up and down.
It's just like
it was like a shake weight.
Yeah, it looked like basically your summertime where you're having a picnic on a park bench with an umbrella
with a metal umbrella.
The umbrella pumping up and down. Like, that's not gonna fly, man. Like, I'm not a smart man, but that ain't taking off.
I'm not a bright man, but I know what an umbrella is. I
love French fried potatoes.
That now gonna fly. I see that the way it's going. That not recognize it. That not fly.
So good. So good. Lord.
Lord have mercy.
Mercy. What last note I wanted to bring up on Carpenter. One of my other favorite directors is the Fifth Element guy, Luc Besson.
Luc Besson.
He wrote and directed a film called Lockout with Guy Pearce, which I love. It has the daughter from Taken, Maggie Grace, I think her name.
Maggie Grace, yeah.
This movie was basically a complete ripoff of Escape from New York, except in space.
And it was, when did that come out?
I want to say in like the late 80s, early 90s. Like, it was
really.
Actually, it might be even like 2000.
I think it was
because Guy Pearce. This was post Memento for him.
Oh yeah, that was definitely after the 2000s. Then
John Carpenter won a mega suit against Luc Besson.
Besson.
I'm so worldly that I say like Besson, like I play hockey, Quebec.
Yeah. Quebec.
So basically that's straight up plagiarism, and they actually ruled later that he owed more money just for the script plagiarism. So
wow.
And I own both. I love Lockout. I thought it was great.
I gotta check that out. I have seen that.
Yeah,
I never picked it up though.
Duper. It's freaking awesome.
Luc Besson is another one.
It's awesome. I mean, and Luc Besson has his own, again getting off track, but Luc Besson has his own problems. Like, my God, like his later films, like, oh my Lord,
I remember seeing the
Fifth
follow up.
Element, Fifth Professional, great. Fifth Element, God tier, but like,
Yeah.
there's
what was it? Helena Troy? Was it? What was it? The Messenger. That was just a mess. I thought.
I don't think I saw that.
You know what that was, right? It was
No.
Joan of Arc.
Oh,
and
with his Mila, his wife,
his girlfriend or wife
that's
or whatever
right.
at the time. Yeah.
Oh crap, that's right. Oh my God. Yeah, that was bad.
It was
And
bad.
the sci-fi movie he made with Lord, I can't remember what the name of it is, but my nephew and I went to see it in the theaters, and he fell asleep like 4 times.
I remember that one with the goggles where they could see there's actually other stuff going on. And
it was like the City of Planets. I can't even remember.
Yeah. And the thing about that is, it's a hit now. It's on Netflix and people are loving it.
It's not a bad film per se, but like it's so slow and like it just jumps around.
It didn't do meanders.
Whatever. I mean, it's not, Fifth Element is sharp. It's to the point. It's
awesome.
It's got all the notes that you want to hit, and the later films just did.
But Valerian,
right? Valerian. My God. And
Lucy was good.
There was some cool stuff in there. I mean, as far as the whole melding of the building, the ship, the ship planet, like that was cool. I mean, that was something we'd never seen before.
It reminded me a little bit of remember the one with it was produced by Peter Jackson with the moving city on wheels.
Oh yeah, I own that too. That wasn't
city of something. I forget the name of it exactly.
That wasn't terrible. I mean, it was the big city of Britannia was rolling over. That wasn't too bad. I found the trailer to be bombastic, and I was like, yeah, I'll check this out. It was okay. I enjoyed it. Yeah,
Lucy was good. We're going off another director right now. I'm going to another list. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. Get sidetracked.
We're gonna roll back to the actual movie we're supposed to talk about.
Yeah,
which is, Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble.
So, we talked about the troubles they had. It was 16 days before Aliens, which is obviously a big problem. Golden Child, and Golden Child made $80 million. Big Trouble now is probably rated the better films, I would imagine. And really, this film drove Carpenter back, and he's like, you know what, I'm done with this machine. I'm going to
his follow up
to independent films.
His follow up was They Live, I believe.
Yeah, which I think
took a few years.
Right. And Roddy Piper, what a great film, and that big fight scene in that movie. Put on the glasses. Was recreated scene for scene in the South Park cripple fight.
Really, that's awesome.
Note for note is the fight in They Live, which is hilarious.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I mean, it's clearly got ingrained in the pop culture, and I have a bunch of Obey T-shirts with like the glasses and the skeleton aliens. It's so cool.
That is really cool.
He really did a great job.
Did he write that also, or was he? Well, some directors prefer to write the script themselves. You notice that, right?
Well, he's a special one. He likes to write, direct, and score sometimes, which is usually hit or miss.
Yeah, I don't think he wrote Starman, but his directing, he did a great job with that one.
Agreed.
He's definitely unique, and he does a soundtrack. Some people, there's actually a music video for this. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. And lead vocals are provided by.
Come
on.
Tip of my tongue.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's cool.
Which is bizarre if you think about it. I mean,
how bizarre.
I never thought Kurt Russell would be a lead singer, but hey,
Well, did he sing for Elvis? I was real little when I saw that. Like 2 inches.
Yeah, honestly, I don't remember, to be fair.
I don't know, man. Don't ask me such questions, man. I don't know what you're trying to get at, man.
So even though Carpenter like went back to independent films after this failure, Empire magazine um, ranked this movie 430 of the greatest movies of all time.
That's all. That's really cool. John Carpenter. This is a funny thing I saw on the extras.
Uh-huh.
He said this. He goes years later. He has people coming up to him like, your movie's my favorite movie ever. I love it. I love it. I just think it's one of the best movies ever. And then he tells him, he goes, "Where the fuck were you when it came out?"
Yeah, right.
That's pretty
Yeah,
funny. That's
yeah.
pretty
They
funny.
did not have a good post opening weekend.
Well, they didn't promote it. They didn't promote it the way they said they were going to. They didn't know how to promote it. And the one poster with Kurt Russell. Well, obviously, first of all, Kurt Russell was a sidekick. I don't know if a lot of people know that. I guess fans, right?
Well, I mean, you look at the cover of the steelbook that you have.
Yeah.
He's correctly positioned, but I never saw the original posters or ads for this. So
He didn't look. You know what? I gotta see if I can show you what it looks like.
you
He doesn't even
believe
look
this
like
in
him.
the studio too, right?
Yeah, totally the studios. Let me see. So, they didn't promote it right because I don't think they knew how to promote it.
Hmm.
And
Well, I mean, you look at the description of the film. I mean, like what? Like, how does that make sense? Action, adventure, comedy, kung fu, ghost story, monster movie. Like what? Who would? How do you know what to do with that?
it's a tongue twister. Yeah, that's
Which is sad because the quality of the film is pretty damn solid to me.
yeah. No, I think so too. And he actually had to drive in where was that, Chinatown in San Francisco?
I believe it was Sam.
And he says you need to learn how to drive this because we can't shoot everything just on the set. So he had to drive like that rig through that. Kurt Russell,
wow.
he had to, yeah, and make sure try not to destroy anything.
Oh yeah,
Let me
good luck
see.
with that. I've never drone an 18-wheeler before, but yeah, let me
I've
give it
driven
a whirl. Give it a whirl.
I'll give it a whirl, boy. I've driven one of those short buses, those yellow ones. I'm like, I have to do this. This is when I was teaching.
Yeah, but they were like those
yeah.
were like four gear shifts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they were.
No, this was an automatic, but still, it's a big.
Oh yeah,
thing
no, automatic. I mean, I remember when I was growing up, we had 4 on the floor shifters, so it was like my first car was the same. It was Jeep Renegade. It was clutch, and it was 4 gears.
Was that the one?
4. It was
Was
like
that the
driving
one
a bus. No,
Yeah.
this was years before I met you. I had a straight gear shift that was like a bus driver shifter. It was literally probably up to my neck, and I was 4 gears.
Wow.
It was like, oh my god, I'm driving a bus.
That's crazy.
My first school was I lived in a really rural area, and again off track, but we had
It's okay.
a smaller bus to take us to school, and it was a 4 on the floor shifter. So crazy.
Oh, dude, this is the poster. You see that?
Yeah, so it's. I mean, he's in
That
there.
he's
but
like
it's not even centered, and Lopan is like hovering.
And it didn't even look like him.
It's
Look
him
at
with King Control. Yeah, I mean that's like caricature art.
It totally, his face is all small. Look at
Right?
that.
I mean, my God, it doesn't even look like him.
Shrinking face.
Oh man,
He's got resting shrinking face. Yeah, it's horrible.
Terrible.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's clearly studio interference, right?
And the marketing was just
makes no sense.
Yeah,
that's bad. That's bad news. And,
bad.
It clearly showed the in the numbers, unfortunately.
The promotion's very important for anything like Firefly. Firefly bombed because it was released out of order, and they didn't. I think somebody probably had something against
Don't get me started
Joss.
on Firefly.
I know.
Oh my God. I mean, at this time, Josh wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Ooh, boy.
Oh, sir.
I don't think Josh was a problem then. Remember he did the. Excuse me. He did the first Avengers movie. Yeah, you and me are both having technical facial difficulties here. But so Whedon wasn't a problem until
he got kind of bossy and kind of nasty right on set. That's what I hear.
Well, I mean, yeah, with his actors, that's definitely but that came out much later. But I mean, you really can't fault his story writing, especially with especially with Firefly. I mean, and I'm a huge Buffy Angel fan. I mean,
I am too. I loved.
I own both box sets. I watch them religiously. So does my wife.
I need to get those. I need to get those box sets.
So worth it. So worth it.
Are they regular Blu-ray or are they DVD?
Yeah, they're actually, sorry, no, you're right. We have the giant, big old DVD box sets. They may have re-released them. I'm not sure, but they're the ones we have are definitely DVD.
Yeah, I got to pick that up when.
Yeah. So, but you're right. I mean, there was clearly studio interference with that, and cancellations didn't help.
Yeah.
But back to Big Trouble. I mean,
Big Trouble.
This movie did do some things right. And a lot of it had to do with the crew.
Yeah.
A lot of the Asian American actors, were super thankful and credit this film as something. James Hong on down, Peter Kwong, they all credit this film with sort of legitimizing their roles in American cinema. And if you think about it, the style, and which weren't these hokey, spaghetti westerns or low budget, kung fu films. These are legitimate films, and a lot of these guys, starting with with James Hong. I mean, James Hong worked with Groucho Marx, for crying out loud. I mean,
that's crazy. How old is that guy?
I mean, when this movie came out, I'm sure he was in his 70s, but he caught up with this. When he was in like 86 in this interview where he was talking about his work with Groucho. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like,
that's crazy.
So, yeah, I mean, so he's been in film a long time, and a lot of the stuff that he did was very stereotypical, and a lot of the actors, the backing crew probably had the same problem.
He was the goose from Kung Fu Panda.
Oh yeah, that's right. Absolutely, of course. Yeah, I mean,
great voice actor too.
He's an amazing actor. I mean, and one of the things that, a couple of the things that I learned about it, a lot of the actors ended up being promoted to associate producers because they had so much to do with the success of the film and the stunt work and the hours that they put in to make. This was clearly a labor of love for a lot of the cast, a lot of the Asian American
definitely
cast in particular. I mean, I just love it. And it's something that I think, this film did right for a lot of people and really legitimized a lot of roles and took a lot of the stereotypical acting roles out of the equation, which is important for anything.
But James Hong, another little fact I found out about him in an interview, he was talking about how he grew up in Minneapolis. And he said he basically was educated by, you're going to think it's funny, by Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny. It was like he watched cartoons. I totally see that. And his parents he's probably second generation. He's got to be, right? Because his parents.
It sounds like it. I mean, I would assume I'm making.
But he's got a pretty thick accent. But no, I've seen him. I saw him. I was watching some videos today on him, and there's somebody that's a big fan. They went out to the places where certain things were shot, and then the top of it was they went to a signing of James Hong, and they got to talk to him. They got pictures, and he was just talking. He was in full costume. He had that helmet on, the crown with the nail going through it, kind of. Remember that?
Oh, really? Wow.
He was wearing that. He was in full makeup and everything. He has nails. The guy went to shake his hand, and he didn't shake his hand. He just started doing this to him.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but no, he's still, and it's a recent video, so he's still going.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no,
he's got to be in his 90s now.
90s, definitely. Yeah, I mean, Kirk's 90 in his 93. Shatner. I don't know, man.
Well, geez, I mean, he was, and plus he went to space, so I mean, that he's definitely in his 90s, no doubt.
Yeah, that's crazy. He went to space.
We were talking about Kurt Russell for a minute. I was like, no, definitely not.
No.
Like,
Kurt. Well, you know what? We get distracted and like, oh, something shiny. It's like
what?
That happens a lot.
Has a puffy tail. Chase that dog. Yeah. So all right. So Peter Kwong, who played Rain in the movie, he was the guy with the really long black hair.
Yeah.
he wanted to do the movie just because of the wig that he got to play, get to wear.
Yeah, I just saw that.
His wig cost $3,000, which
3,000.
probably in today's budget would probably be like $11 million. But yeah,
Yeah.
hell, if I got to wear like a really long ass wig all day long, like in a movie, I probably would do it for free.
A long ass wig or a long ass wig?
No, a long ass wig because I love really
long ass hair, lush ass hair.
I want to be able to brush.
It's quite the look.
And,
but
wow,
like My Little Pony.
That guy's got a long ass wig.
See, here we go again. John Carpenter was said that people know this movie as it's like somebody did that, and he thinks it's cool that like they feel kind of special because they got what he was doing, and they said that when you're sharing something with a sense of the sublime and ridiculousness. Right. I think that's pretty cool.
I do too.
There's little tidbits I'm picking up here and there, but
yeah.
And Dennis Dunn, who played, he was the hero, the main hero. He said that they went everywhere looking for an actor for the job he ended up getting. They went to China looking for somebody. They couldn't find anybody. They scoured the earth, and he went in and John Carpenter's. I'm pretty sure you got it, but just hold on a second. I'll let you know. I'll call you. So yeah, he got it.
Yeah.
I don't know
so
why
he was Wang, right?
Wang, was it Wang?
Wang, yeah.
Yeah.
So this I picked up, and I've been doing this to my wife. Like every time she does something well, I'm like, that's not funny. I'm like,
that's funny.
It's so good, so good,
dude.
Oh man,
the torture that poor woman.
I know. Living with me must be hellacious.
No, it's gotta be. Dude, I live with you, dude. We had a blast.
We did.
Let me see. Dude, do they cancel your work today? I'm like, yep. Let's go get some booze. Booze, Blockbuster.
Well, I have a Jeep, and we have. It's a snow day. Let's go get wasted and play video games. Okay,
that's the best.
We're gonna play Turok and GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. Oh yeah, GoldenEye, baby.
45 hours straight. I know.
That was great. Good times. Kim Cattrall. She had problems with the contacts because her eyes are naturally green.
Not a natural green eye. Yeah.
No. It's some natural blue.
The contacts then were glass. They weren't like the soft contacts.
Yeah, it's like pushing a hubcap into your eye. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's they said because her eyes teared up so much for 15 minutes, they had to put them in 15 minutes before they shot. Let her eyes go through whatever it is, the adjustment period, and then they would shoot. Yeah. But she was in a lot of pain for that because of her eyes.
Yeah. That sounds rough. And I know I've worn like cosmetic contacts a lot. And I don't wear glasses or contacts normally. So like when I put them in, like there's a super long introductory period. You have to go through that kind of tearing phase. It's not easy. So I imagine then it was much worse because they were like much thicker.
It's like breathing liquid oxygen from the abyss. You're like,
right. This is terrible.
Terrible. Anyway, they shot a music video on the old set. The set that was left behind. Did you know that?
Carpenter loves this, and look, I'm a musician. I appreciate the art. I love David Lynch films. He writes a lot of the music. Yeah. Kurt Russell on vocals.
No, not that one. Somebody else. They used Janet Jackson. But I heard on the video, Carpenter said that it was Michael Jackson, but it was Janet Jackson.
Ooh.
When I think of tonight, when I think of you tonight was the name of the. When I think of you, that's it. Yeah, the set they recycled it for
still. Oh wow, okay. I was sorry. I thought you were talking about the theme music.
You're like the set is on fire.
Yeah, like. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't read about that. That's
Yeah, no,
fascinating.
yeah.
Actually. Huh.
It's kind of, well, it's in a lot. I'm sure a lot in Hollywood. Well, they shot it in different places. San Francisco Bridge, they shot when Jack was making his intro,
Right.
and he has a good relationship with John Carpenter. I mean, they did
Well,
four
clearly.
movies together.
Yeah.
Was it four? There was
Well, you have
um,
the two escapes:
Two
Escape from New
Escapes,
York, Escape from L.A. This film, The Thing.
The Thing, four.
Um, I'm pretty sure it's four, but that's these were four of his major studio films, and they didn't he was doing a lot of Disney stuff before Escape from New York, and the
I
studio was
remember.
not sold on him being the lead, so this was a big fight, and Carpenter demanded him to be the lead for this, so he went to bat for Kurt, which is awesome. I mean,
I remember
I thought it
having
was great.
growing up. Our parents didn't let us see PG-13 or no PG. PG-13 was a thing, wasn't a thing then, but
Right.
PG. So we were allowed to see G. So we'd go to whatever, like when we lived in Fort Huachuca, like the movie house there. Movie house. It's like an old person. The
Right.
movie house. It's quite a thing. You get a bucket of popcorn for a nickel. And it comes with a stogie for the kiddies. Smoke up, Junior. So anyway, I saw all the Kurt Russell, because they would play the old ones, Computer with
Yeah.
Sneakers, The Strongest Man in the World, and it was cool for the time. But anyway, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I could see where they would shy away from him because of what
Better
he
than
did. He
better
played
than
a little Jungle
Shrek the
Boy.
guy.
Remember?
Right.
He
Yeah.
played a Jungle
Right.
Boy on Gilligan's Island. You remember that?
Sadly. Yeah.
Yeah, sadly it was
Oh
bad.
God. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing
Gilligan.
like nepotism. Get you in the biz. Yeah.
Nepotism.
Anyway.
Nepotism.
So I guess Kurt had put some sun in his hair over the summer, and his hair bleached highlight blonde, and they let him
Okay.
keep it for the film. It was a total accident. He wasn't supposed to be that color,
Much
but
like Brandon Lee's makeup,
yeah, yeah, right. Like,
but on a different level. Oh,
oops.
here's another little tidbit. I told you this earlier when we talked earlier. Quentin Tarantino likes to throw in Easter eggs in his movies to give props to movies he likes. And there's in the Grindhouse movie he did, which was what was it again? Death Proof, and
Yes,
Kurt Russell was in it. His Kurt Russell's the shirt he wore in Big Trouble in Little China is hanging on the wall above
that
Jungle Julia's table, and
the
you can
tank
see
top.
it.
That's
Yeah,
freaking awesome.
that's really
That's
cool.
so
That I
cool.
love when they do that. I love when they did that with Star Wars. They had
Yeah, the
well,
Club
Indiana
Obi
Jones,
Wan, Club Obi
um
Wan, and there was R2 and C3PO and
little
the
hieroglyphic.
hieroglyphics.
That's so
Yeah,
cool. They do
that's
that a lot.
perfect. I love
That's
those
really cool.
homages of friendly directors and stuff. That's so cool.
Yeah,
So cool.
I and there's well, we talked about. Did we talk about the video game? I didn't realize it
Uh
was for SE. It was for Nintendo, the NES.
oh, for the movie or his
Yeah,
new
yeah.
video game?
No, they made one for the movie. We could talk about the new one in a second.
Yeah, no, I never really touched. I never touched on that because I never played it. I never saw it.
I looked at it, and the graphics were not that bad. It was an NES. What was that? 8-bit,
Okay, so
right?
that would be 8-bit. Yeah, I'm uh, pretty sure. Yeah, I mean,
It just
Genesis was 16-bit, so that
16-bit,
makes sense. Yeah,
and then Super Nintendo was 16-bit also.
right.
They pattern
Super,
after each other.
super no friendo.
So the new game, you gonna
Oh, well,
enlighten?
not related to this film, much like a lot of this discussion.
Us? Yeah.
Carpenter is apparently a huge video game fan, and he's been in development for a couple of years for a video game called Toxic Commando, which apparently is Contra-like, up to 4-player, Left 4 Dead kind of thing, where you have a zombie horde and you're like wiping them out, in waves. I hear it's supposed to hit for PC, Switch, Steam.
all the platforms.
All the major plats. It's here we are in August and it's still not released, so I don't know what that means. But like the website's still active, all that information's still active, so I'm assuming it's still a thing. We'll see. That's Toxic Commando.
Well, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that,
which is cool.
That's really cool.
Nice to not be a rehash of something.
I didn't know he was a gamer.
Yeah, a huge gamer apparently. I mean, he would apparently rather watch basketball and play video games than do pretty much anything else.
That's crazy. Well, yeah. he's kind of proven himself already. It's like
at this point.
But you know what? I still have crap to do. So I have like I told you probably about 100, maybe 200 games, about 150 games on my Switch.
Right.
I buy them, I play them for a second, and then like I have stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean, I find myself gravitated to mostly the short form games. Kentucky Route Zero. Thank goodness you're here. Oxfam. Things that are not, you don't have to play it for 60 hours to get it. You could play
like
it
Halo.
Yeah, I mean, who has the time? As you get older, you have more things going on. You have more things you want to do. It's harder to devote 60 hours, at a minimum to close out a massive, AAA game. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you have the time, awesome, like go for it. But for me, writing music, playing music live, you doing your acting, your, script writing, all the things that you do, it's a lot harder, and life gets in the way sometimes. So you gotta pick your spots.
You gotta pick what you. Yeah, exactly. You're like, what's the priority? Is it what I'm shooting for, or something that's going to kill some time?
Yeah, that's for me. I mean, I can now, being older now, I see the appeal of a tablet or a phone game. That's quick and you can play in 15 minutes and just put it down.
Candy Crush.
I mean, maybe not Candy Crush, but you know what I mean. Like my wife does some game that I call Stacking Barley, which is like just a puzzle game where like you're in a supermarket and you're just putting. It's mindless fun, but I'm like, what are you doing? Stacking barley? Like I don't understand the point of this. And it's so funny. And honestly, like I find myself gravitating to short form, films and shows. Like if I see something with 8 episodes, I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm in.
I'm in. I can invest.
I can handle this. I can handle a 90-minute movie, but a 2.5 hour epic, I'm like, oh crap.
And end game.
That's a Saturday. That's a Sunday. It's just one of those things.
Lord of the Rings, director's cut.
Yeah. Oh Lord. We
love him though.
I spent. My mother-in-law decided she wanted to watch Lord of the Rings. All I had is the extended versions now. So it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like we grinded it, and it was awesome. It was so cool to be able to nerd out with somebody who didn't know any of the background. And I'm giving her all the facts and stuff I picked up from the books and the things that they changed, and the different the 14 different endings of Return of the King. It's so funny.
You should have made it like a thing where the whole theme while you're watching is like that. Like you have 7 breakfasts.
Yeah. What about second breakfast?
Second breakfast.
We're gonna have an apple now.
Yeah.
So good.
So wow. See, we get distracted. We just
talk
about other stuff.
All right,
it happens, though.
All right. So the working title of this film is Adventures of Jack Burton in the Ghost Dimension. That's what they thought they were going to release it as, which is very, Indiana Jones-esque.
Yeah, well, that's what they were shooting for. Also, here's another thing. Did you know this was originally a Western? It was written as a Western. And what happened is they steal Jack's horse. It's still involving,
right?
The Chinese. Yeah, and he's sending them, and not just that, but the girl. I think it was him trying to get his horse back.
Right.
So, and it's a Western.
Right.
So, like you said that in one of our other ones, cooler heads prevailed, and you got.
Yeah, that would have been a little wild, but then again, the Western. There's a couple of great Westerns out there. Bone Tomahawk.
That's a good one. Kurt Russell.
Again, funny how
That's like a horror,
the
like a horror western, right?
Unforgiven is terrific. I mean,
For
there's a lot of like
Tombstone,
really great, yeah,
Young Guns.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry. Yeah, I love that.
So many great.
I'm your Huckleberry.
So many great westerns that are like not hokey and not spaghetti westerns and things of that nature.
I aim to shoot you.
One of the cool things that I found was and he says it twice. It's all in the reflexes, and really comes back to the end scene when he grabs the
he throws a knife right back at
from the big bad, which is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, it is
but
awesome.
That was all ad-libbed, so like it's all in the reflexes. It ended up being worked into the core of the script and the end of the script and the end of the film, the denouement, if you will. So crazy.
They actually had to rewrite. They had to change the intro because they were going to start off with Jack just in his truck talking, doing his thing, but they said they wanted to talk him up because they didn't think anybody was going to get that the other guy was Wang, really the hero.
Yeah, right.
Wang. Yeah, Wang was the hero, and he was just kind of like his character was Burton was a good character, but he was kind of a little fumbling, right, and kind of.
And I think that came down to like the time crunch. I mean, the 12-week prep for the movie, that's not a lot of time. And granted, that's a lot of production stuff. They had 2 different rewrites of the script, 2 that we know of anyway. It's a complicated. It was a moving from a western to a 1980s era film where you're a cowboy, now you're a truck driver, now you're a hero. And Wang, I mean, if you took that intro out, where Egg is talking about, you leave Jack Burton alone, he's a hero.
Yeah.
It's sort of confusing, like, because Wang really drives a lot of the plot. Because again, Jack has no idea what's going on. He has no idea about the culture. He has no idea about the politics. No idea about the various groups. He's just along for the ride, and he ultimately proves to be the hero, but it's hard to decipher. And again, that all has to do with rewrites and time crunch, and
also the fact that Kurt Russell was Kurt Russell. He was becoming the Kurt Russell. He was on his way up. He came out hot off of the Thing, and all the other ones that led up to it, and he was on fire. And for them to make him play Second Banana, I guess the studio was like, we don't feel too safe with this. And then maybe it would have been better, maybe it would have worked, but maybe I just think it was the promotion was the huge thing to blame for this.
I think so.
Bombing.
I mean, you could argue that maybe the world or the country or whatever wasn't ready for an Asian-led hero film.
Yeah.
Major motion picture, major Hollywood film. I don't know that that's true or not. I'm sure that they were working hard to make the perception seem like, otherwise. And, whatever. The guys who were on the film are huge fans of the film and are very thankful to John Carpenter in the studio for putting out a movie like this. I mean, James Liu, who's the stunt coordinator, also acted in the film. He was Thunder. He was one
yes. I saw
gods.
that.
And so I mean, all of these guys played multiple roles, multiple useful, necessary roles in the film. Not only as actors, but like as the the nitty gritty, the behind the scenes guys who don't get a lot of love. Stunt coordinator for this film with some of those fights. I mean, that's you're talking about. Tens of 20s of guys on screen at a time. Like that's a lot of work.
He brought that the martial arts fighting style like you see in that China puts out. Remember when they're fighting like midair? I'm talking about?
Right. Like with on the wire, what looked like wires. But
and then they land.
It was just like it was very. Not Matrixy, but very Speed Racer kind of.
Chim chim.
Stupid
Yeah.
The motion, the very anime like motion
The
blurs,
background. Yeah.
I was like, you're not really moving at all, but like it made
It
for
was
an
just cool.
entertaining. It was entertaining. It was new to
Homage
Yeah.
to the original.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty
it was
cool.
a very Eastern style, but Westernized saw it as new, and like that was interesting.
And that's the genius of John Carpenter, though. He saw a lot of things that people didn't. Okay, I like They Live. I really liked it a lot. It's a really good movie. When I first saw it, I was 18, I think. I didn't appreciate it.
There's a lot of dead spots in it. I mean, you think about him like walking into like the human camp, and like there's a lot of like empty. I mean, they're necessary, but they could have like condensed it a little bit. There's a lot of like wide open things that need to be told in the narrative, because it is a new story. It's not like something that people can fill in the blanks, in head canon or whatever the term is. And again, you're the director. You're the guy who's responsible for that. So there is a lot of things that I think could have been cleaned up or shortened or condensed or just revised somehow. But the underlying story is unique, super fun, and like the fight scenes in it are legendary. So,
do you remember the end line from that?
Oh wow, no.
The husband and wife are going at it, and then she has the glasses on, and she sees, I think, in the mirror or something. He goes, "What's wrong, baby?" Do you remember that? I think that's what it was. It's pretty now I do. Mm-hmm. I see what.
The movie's great. I have behind me. You probably can't see it, but I have a card that says, "Get yourself a good pair of cheap glasses."
Awesome.
one of my favorites. So the creatures in the film, again, monster movie was the last tag. So Steve Wang was the head creature designer. He's from Underworld, Monster Squad, Predator.
Underworld? You did Underworld?
Yeah. Yep. So I mean,
wow.
This guy has like super duper street cred, especially now, which I found found really interesting. I don't know.
Stepped up his game, huh?
Yeah. Right. I mean, and he, what a resume! Wow.
Yeah. So, something we talked about also here at Neck Above the Head. We'd appreciate it if you like this video, hit the like and subscribe. That's what we're asking for.
Sure. I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, we're bringing you some data, hopefully you've never seen before.
We like to continue these. We have fun with these, and this is like I said before. We've said this before. These are these are our conversations or conversations that we have, on a day-to-day basis. Not day-to-day, but every few days or so.
Yeah.
But but we decided to bring it to this forum because why not? I guess we think our conversations are interesting enough. We're hoping that you do. And obviously by the people that are following us now and all the views, it looks like there's appreciation there, and we appreciate you. So
we're super thankful for that. So
super.
I mean, it's super grateful, and this is a, like we say here a lot, it's a labor of love, and it's something that we both share a passion for. Video games, music, movies, obviously. And there's so much great material out there, and we're not seeing a lot of chatter about some of the great films of the past. So that's something that we wanted to bring that we thought was unique to the table. So
and movies and music and even video games, they're an escape from. Sometimes life is tough, and that's another aspect we wanted to cover on here every now and then is mental health, because it's important. If if our show can maybe save somebody from doing something really bad, that's awesome. I know I've watched some Michael Rosenbaum. He's got his podcast. I forget what it's called, Inside of You, and there's been some people that come through, some of his guests, and even him, that had some pretty profound things, said some pretty profound things that helped me out, and we all need a hands up every now and then, so a hand up. So,
and I think this forum allows everybody digests data differently, and everybody's you know learns or watches or gets their media differently, and clearly different generations are absorbing things via streaming versus or, versus how we would get it on an LP like we talked about earlier,
Physical, yeah.
or CD, and now everything's just streaming, which is great. Not everything is streaming, but a lot of stuff is, and it's just easier to however you get your data. We the most important thing is for you to know that you're valued, you're loved, and you're important, and
You, you,
everything in the world,
yeah.
the world's lesser without a lot of you. So
And you matter. You matter.
everybody matters.
Yeah.
Everybody matters.
Yeah.
That can't be overstated. It really can't.
No,
and
can't.
and movies have movies, music, pop culture has really helped both of us, in a lot of darker times and struggles. And it's important to know that you can it's important to take an escape now and then, and enjoy things that you love or that you find interest in, and enjoy those moments of escape, because sometimes the world is brutal, and
The world's brutal, and the escape is
a lot of
good.
these things can teach you to be a better human and a better person, a
Better
friend,
person.
a better son, a better
Yeah.
it's important. We can learn a lot of important lessons from pop culture. So
There's a lot. There's one this.
we
Go ahead.
we joke about it. We joke about it a lot, but on a more serious note, it's important to recognize that there are good, important, solid lessons for us to learn from pop culture, and the things that we love and that hopefully you love. And one of them is you matter, you're important, and there are things that are good in the world that are worth fighting for.
One very important one that helped me get through a tough time that I'm not going to get into now, but it was a real tough time for me, and it still is. It's I go to therapy for it and everything, but from Batman Begins, Why Do We Fall, Bruce?
Back up.
Yeah, that stuck with me.
Yep,
And that helped me out a lot. It really did.
Yeah. I'm in therapy currently. I've been in therapy for years, and there's no stigma involved in that. It's everybody's got something that they can improve, or they want to improve, or they want to figure out, and it's awesome. For me, it's the greatest thing, because I feel like everybody's on their own journey. You pick your spot, you pick your time when you're ready. It's great.
Therapists,
I'm
therapists are they go see therapists, or psychiatrists, or whatever.
Of course.
They need their tune-ups and stuff, and it helps. But we just want to put that out there.
Yeah, for sure.
And you feel free to comment in the comment section if
we'd love
for
to
anything.
Hear from you, for sure.
We love to hear from you. So I guess we should probably wrap this up, huh?
I think we're good. We're
good.
Once again,
we're good. A little over an hour. Hey, we have fun with this. We're still tuning up, making some tweaks here and there, but so far everything's pretty good. Our last show we had some technical difficulties, and we got through it, and we're happy that you guys enjoyed it, and you've been watching them, and we're gonna keep pumping them out. Like I said before, we're gonna run this into the ground.
That's right. Thanks for sticking with us. We have some good things planned. It's going to be fun. I hope you're along for the ride. So remember to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. I'm Steve.
I'm Nikachu, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks all.
Bye-bye, cheese.
Bye-bye.